I started this morning talking with my team, and we're like, what are we going to do? You know, there's a deal possibly between Israel and Gaza, but does that resonate? We need to talk about it. What do we do? There's also the government shutdown. There's also Donald Trump just acting like just erratically. And as I started thinking about the deal, and if this deal goes through, look, whoever brokered, helped in this deal deserve the credit. Any lives that are saved, I'm all for it. But sometimes, as they say, as I was thinking about it, you know, we hear the headlines, we hear Trump out there, we see all of this, but can you guys hear that as an ambulance or cop or whatever? But the devil is in the details. And sometimes the devil is in the details, and not just in the details when it's finished, but in the details before it gets started. And so as I was thinking about that in the shower, one of the reasons I'm late, I started writing something, and I just want to tell you, because I think something is off at the top here. You can feel that something is off. The pauses are long. The words don't quite match the moment. I'm going to show you some of it. I show you the evidence after I do this. The anger comes before the thought, right? You're like, wait a minute, why is he so angry? What's going on? And look, I'm not diagnosing anyone, but I've been around for a long time. As I say, old people be knowing. But when a country starts whispering about the person steering the ship, that is a sign that, you know, something is happening. As they say, get out of that water, boy. My mom used to say, those waves are getting high. The waves are getting high, and they are. The government, our government is still shut down right now. Families are waiting on paychecks right now. Let's not forget what's happening here. Hospitals are rationing care. People are rationing their medication, and on and on and on. Families are waiting for paychecks, right? In the middle of that chaos, soldiers in Chicago, soldiers in Portland talk of Atlanta next. And so to me, that's not leadership. That's a government that's trying to control what it can't explain. That's a government that's trying to distract away from something that they don't want people to find out about. They don't want us to uncover. We need to excavate. Now, I told you I was considering going to Chicago, and I spoke to my friend GB. I'll just tell him that's his initials, George. And he reminded me of all the connections I have in Chicago and all the people. He goes, you know, such and such, she heads the blah, blah, blah now. And you know, this person, he heads this. And I'm like, yeah, I do know. I knew that. I was in Chicago for 3 years. That was my Obama years. You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. The Lord took me to Chicago to see Barack Obama's rise front and center, from a state senator with holes in his shoes to become a U.S. senator, and then run for president when I got to CNN. And I think I did one of the first international or national news interviews with him, just sitting in Chicago. So I spoke to a woman in Chicago, said, Don, it's strange to look out on my window and see troops where I used to see neighbors. And that is the story of America right now. Power standing where community used to stand. And while our streets are filled with soldiers, the president is calling himself a peacemaker right now. He wants that Nobel Prize. He's a peacemaker. A deal, they say, between Israel and Hamas. An end, at least for now, to the war in Gaza. That's what they say. We will see what happens. I hope it does happen. And look, if that is real, if it saves even one life, if one mother gets to hold her child again because of guns that finally go quiet, I'm all for it. Whoever helped to make that happen, as I said, deserves credit. That's humanity. That's not politics. But this morning, as my team and I sat watching the live pictures coming in, the stark contrast, we can put them up now. There's a stark contrast, and it's startling. On one feed, okay, put the Israel feed up first. On one feed, Israel, there were people celebrating. There were people dancing in the streets. They were holding signs. They were waving flags. Some even wearing masks and effigies, right? Look, the sign there, we love Trump. But then on that other feed, let's take a look at that other feed. Look at that. Nothing but rubble as far as the eye can see. Do you guys see that? Where beautiful buildings once stood, now there is just dust and silence, maybe the hum of vehicles, and who knows if there's incoming whatever. People shoeless. Look at those pictures. Roaming the ruins. We watched a child lose his wheelchair as it rolled down the hill right there. A friend ran after it, caught it, lifted him back in. Utter devastation. So I'm not a Middle East expert, but pictures speak 8,000 words. And this morning, they said more than any briefing ever could. All you have to do is look at the pictures, because behind the headlines and the handshakes, Gaza is still buried. 55 million metric tons of rubble. 1.9 million displaced Palestinians. 99%, there it is right there. 99% of households are food insecure. At least 67,000 confirmed deaths. That's people who are dead. And a total of 186,000 lives lost, directly or indirectly, to war, hunger, or disease. That's crazy. Put those back up. I want to make sure you get it. 55 million metric tons of rubble. 55 million. 1.9 million displaced Palestinians. 99% of households are food insecure. At least 67,000 confirmed deaths. And a total of 186,000 lives lost, directly or indirectly, to war, hunger, or disease. So those aren't stats. They're not statistics. They are the echoes of humanity. People who once cooked dinner, taught school, people who played soccer, they prayed for safety. All of that is erased. Look at the pictures. I don't have to say anything. I can just sit here and look at that. So yes, a peace deal sounds good, but the devil is in the details. And yeah, I am saying it like you are hearing it and what you think I'm saying. Because peace isn't just about stopping bombs. It's about feeding the living. It's about rebuilding what's been destroyed. And it's about making sure no one, not Gaza, not in Tel Aviv, not in Chicago, is punished for the sins of the worst actors who put them there. Who are the worst actors who put the people of Gaza in that place where they are? There are lots of them, including Hamas, including Israel. Real peace isn't signed, it is lived. And this deal leaves millions still buried under rubble or starving in silence. If it does, then what we're calling peace is just a pause between tragedies. It's just a pause, and then there's another tragedy. There's Jerusalem. And while we're focused overseas, we might ask ourselves, where's the peace right here at home in the United States of America, the divided states of America? The government is shut down right now. The truth's being throttled right now, right? I talk to a lot of people and they have no idea what's going on in Chicago. They're like, I'm not seeing it. Why aren't you seeing it? I don't know. I watch the news. I don't see it. It's not coming over on my feed. The truth is being throttled, and the man behind the curtain looks more lost with every single headline. So maybe it's not just that the devil is in the details. Maybe it's that we have stopped paying attention to them. Because the smallest truths, the ones buried in the rubble, the ones hidden between those two live feeds that I showed you, they're still whispering to us. Boy, that's a stark contrast, isn't it? They're asking whether we see them. We see the people in Israel. We see the people in Gaza. They're wondering whether we see them, if we still care, whether we still remember what being human feels like. Remember what being human feels like, no matter what you think that you are fighting for, especially if you're doing it in the name of religion. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.